Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. It's certainly one of our big stories this Friday morning. The High Court in Pretoria setting aside the 5 billion rand Thuja Capital-UIF contract. The court has also ordered that Thuja owner Mthunzi Mdwaba refrain from uttering defamatory corruption allegations against Labour and Employment Minister Thulas Nxesi. Nxesi approached the courts, you might remember, on an urgent basis in November of last year to set aside the contract. We continue with our reaction, this time bringing in the businessman himself, Professor Mthunzi Mdwaba, who joins us via our video link. Great to have you on the SABC, sir. Thanks for making time to speak to us. No surprises, the minister's team is writing this as a vindication and an affirmation of what they've always said, which is that they're innocent. If optics is anything to go by, this doesn't look good, Mr. Mdwaba.
Well, good morning. It's still morning, right? Good morning, Ayanda, and thank you for having me. I've had to leave some important meetings because I felt it was important you guys were giving me an opportunity for us to respond. Right. I think for me, as opposed to being a vindication and affirmation, I would say this is a demonstration of desperation, but also a demonstration of how state resources can be used in a very structured way to try and destroy citizens of this country. So for us, this is no surprise at all. We expected it. You will recall that the last time we were in court, we walked out of court because it was very clear that the acting judge, Maritz, was out with a baseball and an AK-47 and everything he could have to be able to destabilize and bully us in court. It was very clear it was going to be a fait accompli. We will issue a statement later just to make sure that everybody understands what we are going to be doing now. And to try and preempt another question I think you will be asking, of course, when we walked out of court the last time, we knew that we would have to now have to appeal. It's the only way this can be dealt with. And we remain undaunted. We will go to the highest court in the land to make sure that we demonstrate that we will not be bullied and intimidated by anybody.
Those are serious claims, Mr. Mdwaba. I mean, you stop short of basically saying that the judiciary has been compromised in this case, and that's why you've been dealt this particular ruling.
Well, I will not say any more other than to say that all my media statements have been saying that it is very clear that there's a very calculated state resource kind of attack. And it being election time, of course, and you having seen the big fake program that was launched for 23.8 billion 2-3 weeks ago, partnered with Gauteng, dubbed as Nxesi Spani. There is no way in employment creation, sustainable, permanent employment creation like Thuja Holdings would have been allowed to see the time of day for now, because it would reveal and demonstrate the lie that is our government right now, where they come out with spinning projects and talking about training and employment opportunities, not jobs, but opportunities right in the middle of election campaigning period. So yes, I am telling you that we will implement the project and we shall win, the truth shall prevail.
All right, and I'm aware you know you're clad in your UDM regalia, and I suppose there's a whole lot that comes with that. The statements you're making towards or against the minister is one thing, but what I want to clarify is where the judiciary and its standing comes in. This is a ruling that's come from a long-standing court in this country, and I think it's very important for us to distill the implications of what you're essentially selling us on the SABC. Are you saying that the acting judge in this particular matter, and by extension the judiciary, has been compromised in order to drive through the political interests of the minister and, I suppose, by extension, the party he's part of ahead of the elections?
First of all, because you've mentioned the UDM, for which I'm the Gauteng premier candidate and also the chief lobbyist, I want to be very clear. I'm not speaking right now as anything from the UDM. It has nothing to do with the UDM. I'm just in the middle of a campaign and I'm in the middle of meetings that I was taken out of to come and address you and respond to you out of courtesy. Holdings CEO, chairman, and shareholder that I'm addressing you. Secondly, I am not going to. I've said my statement is coming out shortly in the next 2 hours. Be on the lookout for it as the SABC we will explain exactly what we believe and what we shall be doing going forward. But what I say to you is whatever happens, we shall appeal. We've intended to appeal. When we walked out of court the last time, we walked out because it was clear that acting Judge Maritz had a plan. It was structured, it was definite, it was determined. So we are not surprised. We knew what was going to happen.